Imagine this: a man once so powerful he could shut down America's highways with a single phone call, simply vanishes into thin air. No witnesses, no body, no closure. His name, Jimmy Hoffa. And nearly 50 years later, the question still burns. What happened to him? Jimmy Hoffa wasn't just any man. He was the voice of the working class, the fearless leader of the Teamsters Union, and, depending on who you ask, a man deeply entangled with the mob. On July 30th, 1975, Hoffa stepped outside the Machis Red Fox restaurant in Bloomfield Township, Michigan, and was never seen again. This wasn't just a disappearance. This was a disappearance that shook America to its core, sparking rumors, conspiracies, and investigations that continue to this very day. And here's the chilling part. Every time you think the case is closed, another piece of evidence surfaces. A confession, a buried car, a new lead. The story refuses to die. Before we dive deeper, let me say this. Most people don't know the real story behind Hoffa's disappearance. If you don't hit subscribe right now, you'll be one of them, forever left in the dark while others know the truth. Don't be that person. Hoffa's disappearance wasn't just a mob hit. It reshaped America's labor laws and government oversight. The Teamsters Union, once the most powerful labor force in the nation, had become synonymous with corruption, mob influence, and intimidation. Congress reacted with force. The disappearance of Hoffa accelerated investigations into union corruption, giving rise to stricter federal laws that still govern unions today. Laws like the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, were pushed harder, designed to dismantle criminal enterprises that had infiltrated unions. But here's where the reform takes on an eerie edge. Every protection you have as a worker today, every assurance that your paycheck is yours and not being siphoned by mobsters, can be traced back to Hoffa's vanishing. It's as though his disappearance became the final straw that forced America to act. Think about it. Laws that protect workers today exist because of what happened to Hoffa. If you care about knowing the truth behind the rights you use every single day, subscribe now. And if you don't, you'll regret skipping this the next time you realize how history repeats itself. But tonight, let's step away from the cold reports and FBI files. Imagine hearing the story not from historians or journalists, but from someone who felt Hoffa's absence in their bones. My name is James P. Hoffa, and my father never came home that night. I remember the sound of the clock ticking in our house that evening. My mother kept glancing out the window, waiting for headlights that never arrived. The phone rang. It wasn't him. By midnight, I felt it. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. The next morning, the world already knew. My father had vanished. The man who had been both feared and respected across America was suddenly nothing but a rumor. For years, I lived in his shadow, watching investigators drag up bones, cars, and confessions that led nowhere. And through it all, I wondered, why my father? Was it because he fought too hard for the working man? Or because he crossed the wrong mob boss? I know many of you are watching, fascinated, but not subscribed yet. If you're one of them, ask yourself this: why lurk in the shadows like the people who betrayed Hoffa? Hit subscribe now, or drop a comment telling us why you're holding back. Don't stay silent. Only cowards stay silent. Hoffa was betrayed by those he trusted most. Some say he believed he was meeting old mafia allies that day. Instead, it was an ambush. His body lies beneath Giants Stadium in New Jersey. For decades, construction workers whispered about concrete pours that hid more than just steel beams. He was incinerated, his remains reduced to ash, leaving nothing behind but whispers. The truth is, every theory holds enough weight to be terrifying, and each one circles back to a central question. How could one of the most powerful men in America vanish so completely and stay hidden this long? Every year, new theories surface, new evidence comes to light. And trust me, you do not want to miss the updates we'll cover here. If you're not subscribed, you'll miss the next breakthrough, and you'll be left behind while everyone else knows first. Don't let the mystery move on without you. In the wake of Hoffa's disappearance, the FBI launched one of the most extensive manhunts in American history. They dug up farms, searched rivers, wiretapped mob bosses, and infiltrated unions. And yet, nothing. But silence speaks volumes. After Hoffa's disappearance, the mob's hold on the Teamsters weakened. The federal government seized control of the union, placing it under direct oversight for decades. Workers gained protections, but at the cost of trust, the kind of trust Hoffa had once commanded. His vanishing became a cautionary tale, a symbol of what happens when ambition, corruption, and organized crime collide. Laws tightened. The RICO Act found its teeth, and ordinary people, for the first time, realized how much their everyday lives could be shaped by shadows they never saw. To this day, the lesson lingers. If someone as powerful as Hoffa could vanish, anyone could.
And that's what keeps this story alive. Not just the mystery of where his body lies, but the haunting reminder that power never guarantees safety. When I walk past old photos of my father, I feel the weight of unfinished history. He was a man of fire, of fight, of unshakable will. And yet, his story ended not with triumph, but with silence. The silence of a man who walked out of a restaurant and never returned. Sometimes I dream about that night. In the dream, I see him turning to wave goodbye, and I wake up before he disappears. The world may never know what happened to Jimmy Hoffa, but for me, the mystery is not just national, it's personal. My father's ghost lingers in every unanswered question, every closed file, every empty seat at our family table. Hoffa's story isn't just about the past, it's about power, betrayal, and silence. If you're not subscribed, then this story dies with you too. Subscribe now to keep these truths alive, or go into the comments and explain why you'd rather let history's lessons disappear, like Hoffa himself. And so the question remains, where is Jimmy Hoffa? Buried in concrete, burned to ash, or hidden in plain sight, his body guarded by silence? One day, the truth may surface. Until then, Hoffa's disappearance isn't just a mystery, it's a reminder that sometimes the most powerful voices are silenced in the quietest ways.